It all began on Halloween night when a group of us, me, Mike, Lisa, and Sarah, decided to check out the infamous Maze of Terrors. You know, the one they set up every year on the outskirts of town. It was a thing in our small community, a twisted tradition. And this year, we were determined to conquer it. As we strolled towards the entrance, the brisk autumn wind sent a shiver down my spine. I never really understood why people liked being scared for fun, but there I was, my heart pounding with anticipation. We paid the fee and entered the towering cornfield. The moon was full, casting eerie, elongated shadows across the rows of maize, and I could feel the adrenaline coursing through me. At first, everything was fine. The maze was just a maze, cornstalks, dead ends, and the occasional scarecrow. The scarecrows were gnarly, with empty eye sockets and tattered clothes, but they weren't out of the ordinary for a Halloween attraction. We laughed, took selfies, and navigated the labyrinthine paths, not really getting too spooked. Then, it happened. We passed the same scarecrow. It was the same one, no doubt about it. We exchanged confused glances. Lisa chuckled, trying to ease the tension. Must be some kind of loop in the maze, guys. Let's just keep going. But the uneasy feeling lingered as we continued down the path. We kept passing that same scarecrow over and over. I could tell the laughter was masking our growing anxiety. Mike grumbled, "This is getting weird. It's like the maze is messing with us." Sarah's voice quivered as she said, "Okay, maybe we should split into 2 groups. See if we can figure our way out faster that way." So we reluctantly divided into 2 groups, with me and Lisa on one side and Mike and Sarah on the other. We were determined to find the exit and meet up at the entrance. The tension remained thick in the air as Lisa and I pushed forward, navigating the endless maze. The scarecrow still reappeared, like it was taunting us. The first time we passed it after splitting up, Lisa muttered, "I don't like this, Adam. It feels wrong." I nodded, swallowing hard. "I know what you mean. Let's just get out of here as quickly as possible." As we turned a corner, we heard a faint rustling behind us. We spun around, and my heart nearly leaped out of my chest. There, lurking in the shadows, was another scarecrow. Its eyes, or what was left of them, seemed to follow us. But it wasn't the same one. This one was different, more sinister. I couldn't explain it, but I felt an inexplicable sense of dread. Lisa grabbed my arm, her fingers digging into my skin. "That's not the same one, Adam. It can't be." We started walking faster, trying to escape the ominous scarecrow that now seemed to be trailing us. Every time we glanced back, it had crept closer, and its sinister grin was etched into our minds. As we hurried through the maze, our dread deepened. We realized that Mike and Sarah must be experiencing the same unsettling encounters with scarecrows. We tried calling them, but our phones had no signal, leaving us isolated in the eerie maze. Lisa's voice wavered as we turned another corner. "We need to find the others and get out of here, Adam." "I know, but where do we even begin? This maze is a nightmare." Then, we heard a blood-curdling scream from somewhere nearby, and it sent a chilling tremor through our bodies. It was Sarah's voice, unmistakably. We took off in the direction of the scream, stumbling over dead end after dead end, feeling utterly lost in this endless maze. Finally, we found them. Mike was on the ground, trembling, and Sarah was nowhere to be seen. He mumbled incoherently, sweat pouring down his face. "Mike, where's Sarah? What happened?" Lisa asked, her voice tinged with fear. Mike stammered, "We saw it, that scarecrow. It chased us, and then it took her, Adam. It just grabbed her and she vanished." We helped Mike to his feet, but his eyes were empty, hollow. We couldn't make sense of what he was saying. It was impossible. We needed to get him out of here, and we needed to find Sarah. We proceeded cautiously, guiding Mike along. Every shadow, every scarecrow seemed to be closing in on us. The maze felt alive, a nightmarish entity with its own malevolent will. Then, as we turned another corner, we saw her. Sarah was standing in front of a scarecrow, her back turned towards us. She was eerily still. "Sarah!" I called out, my voice wavering. She didn't respond. We approached slowly, our hearts pounding. When we reached her, it was like she was in a trance, staring at the scarecrow with vacant eyes. "Sarah, snap out of it," Lisa shouted. No response. It was as if she was a puppet under the scarecrow's control. In a desperate attempt to break the spell, I reached out to touch her shoulder. But as soon as my hand made contact, she crumbled into a pile of dried leaves and straw. It was an empty shell, a terrifying imitation of our friend. I stepped back, my mind reeling. Mike's face contorted with grief and fear. That scarecrow. It's not just a scarecrow, it's something else, something evil. We turned to the scarecrow, and it was different once again. It was now standing with a sinister grin, its arms outstretched towards us. The wind picked up, and the corn rustled like whispers of a sinister secret. "We need to get out of here now," Lisa urged. Lisa and I ran, ignoring the dead ends, the looping paths, and the relentless reappearance of the sinister scarecrow. It was like the maze itself was conspiring to keep us trapped within its sinister clutches. In the distance, we saw the faint glow of the exit. We pushed forward, our lungs burning, and finally burst out into the open, gasping for breath. The maze was behind us, but our friends were gone, and we were left with the chilling memory of that evil scarecrow. We reported what had happened to the authorities, but they found nothing in the maze except the ordinary scarecrows. No sign of Sarah, Mike, or the sinister scarecrow that had haunted us. Halloween came and went, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something malevolent had been unleashed in that maze. It changed me, made me question the nature of fear and the thin line between reality and the supernatural.
Don't forget to subscribe, and feel free to tell me your tales on Reddit.